What is your favorite charity? Your favorite local charity?
Grace House, Mama Lois and the girls over there.
All right. If you don't answer one of these questions, you have to make $100 donation every time you don't answer a question.
Okay.
That will make you answer the questions. So here we go. Regents Park or Rickwood Field?
Rickwood Field.
All right. Botanical Gardens or Railroad Park?
Botanical Gardens.
All right. Protective Stadium or Legacy Arena?
Protective Stadium.
All right. Crossplex or Legion Field?
Crossplex.
Birmingham Zoo or McWane Science Center?
Birmingham Zoo all day.
Sloss Furnace or Vulcan Park?
Vulcan Park.
You think this is easy.
Should I be afraid?
Birmingham Barons or Birmingham Squadron?
Birmingham Barons.
Birmingham Legion or Birmingham Stallions?
Birmingham Stallions.
Alabama or Auburn? Roll Tide Roll.
Alabama.
Alabama State or Alabama A&M?
ASU.
she didn't hesitate. She didn't hesitate.
That's my hometown. Gotta represent.
Biggie or Tupac?
Oh, Tupac.
Ooh, I almost. That was close. Michael Jackson or Prince?
Oh, Michael Jackson for the win.
Hi, I'm Brittany, brand manager of Ishi Luxe Boutique in Mountain Brook, Alabama. Ishi is an upscale women's clothing boutique with locations in Mountain Brook and Montgomery. Our Mountain Brook store offers hand-sewn, custom clothing, and luxury fashion brands. We provide fashion stylists and wardrobe consultants to help you find your perfect look with sizes ranging from small to 3X. Visit us at 2417 Montevallo Road, Mountain Brook, Alabama, or 8113 Vaughn Road, Montgomery. Shop online at www.ishiboutiques.com. Ishi, she is.
For real. First of all, since we don't have to do your bio, I'm going to step on my soapbox for a minute.
Right? Go for it.
I take myself seriously, and I love working with people who take themselves seriously. But sometimes people don't even know what they don't know. Mm-hmm. When I ask people to send me a bio, if you don't have a bio, look at Keisa's bio. I'm not saying it has, because it's extensive and wonderful. And I'm not saying you don't have to have all that, but that shows you how to tell a little narrative about yourself. That way, number one, first and foremost, you so famous, I don't have to go through your bio.
You need to stop.
Here in the city of Birmingham, everybody knows who Keisa Sharpe is. So that's one reason I'm not reading the bio.
Okay.
But it also gives people, if people don't know who you are, that's a good read.
Absolutely.
As far as getting to know who's sitting here, right?
Yes.
That being said, like I said, I want to dive right in. Now I have to say something real quick.
Come on.
I was not a fan
Okay.
of life coaches
Oh, yeah.
until maybe 5 or less years ago,
Yeah.
because I was like, come on, that's the obvious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then the older I get, the more I realize that the obvious ain't obvious to everybody. And if you haven't been through divorce, how do how to deal with divorce but by getting a life coach? If you career moves, dealing with things, just being your best self, right? I used to think it was some charlatan stuff, like, come on, you sitting up telling people the obvious, but it ain't obvious to everybody,
Common sense
So,
ain't common.
but that's my take on what life coaching is. You tell us, what is a life coach? What do you do? Like, we know what you do in the media.
Sure.
I want to know what goes on behind the scenes when you're helping women, and probably men too, and whatever. Tell us what life coaching is.
Yeah, great question. And welcome to the club. About 5-6 years ago, I wasn't so sold on life coaching.
Really?
100% real. And just
that's keeping it real.
Yeah. I've dealt with some who are really, really good and who are legit. I've dealt with some who are not.
Mm-hmm.
That's keeping it real.
Yeah.
So imagine my surprise when I'm journaling, post public relations career. Okay, what am I getting ready to do next? Where's the green door, or where's the green sign?
Mm-hmm.
And it was life coaching all day.
Yeah.
The premise of life coaching is simply that a coach is going to guide you along life's challenges. And here's the deal. We do not tell people what to do. I believe that people are smart enough to understand really what they need to. A coach comes along and a coach takes your hand. A coach gives you a safe space in which to talk through or work through whatever issue you are facing. It's not up to us to diagnose. If you get a coach who's diagnosing you,
Mm-hmm.
be a little bit concerned. Be
Mm-hmm.
concerned about that.
Mm-hmm.
We're not dealing in diagnosis. That's for the field of the counselors,
psychology, and
psychiatrists,
yeah.
and all of that. Okay, but we work hand in hand, because the psychiatrists come along and say, "This is why you're dealing with it. What happened back then?" The coach marries up alongside that and says, "Okay, that's what you dealt with. You want to move forward? Come on, we can help you do that."
Let me ask you maybe a leading question.
Sure.
All right. I'm convinced that everybody is a liar.
I'm not supposed to be laughing at my
I'm sold on it. I'm sold on it.
Yeah.
How important is it for people to at least try to be as honest and transparent as they possibly can in order to get life coaching? Because, like, if I'm sitting here feeding you one thing, you don't know, you're not really helping me.
So here's what you have to understand too with most life coaches, because when you are a life coach, you have an understanding, you have an intuition that comes alongside that. You have a gift, I would say, to be able to understand when people are really telling you the truth and when they're really in that space. Because I don't believe we choose life coaching. I believe life coaching chooses us.
All right, now you're getting somewhere.
Okay, I didn't go out and sit and say, okay, I'm going to be a life coach because I know this and I know that. No,
it's a calling.
It's a calling. It chooses you.
See, that's part of what I didn't know about life coaching. I'm serious. I thought it was like, you go take a little class and I'm a life coach.
Yeah.
No.
And some may do that.
But it has more to do with, I'm going to guess, being an empath.
Absolutely. Now, and I'm an empath.
That's what I think. when you said that, that was my assumption
Yeah.
that you're an empath. Shout out to Russie for telling me what an empath is, because
Yeah.
that's how I learned about my gift.
Yeah.
I thought it was, but she told
She
me
told you
look
it
up,
was
look
look up
this up.
empath.
Yeah,
I'm an empath, but please understand, I'm straight no chaser too.
yeah,
You understand?
yeah.
Because if a person comes to me and they're dealing, I've dealt with so much change. So I think somewhere I believe in God. I believe God said, now you can help other people because you've been through so much change. You understand how to work with and roll through the changes and the challenges. So that's just always been my passion. And at the root of most things we deal with, it's a shift that we are unwilling or maybe even unable to deal with appropriately. And it's causing us some sort of angst, some sort of anxiousness. Anytime you start, I'm gonna give you a little tip. Anytime you start to feel anxious about something, or you're thinking it's because of work. Okay, this isn't here, this, whatever, whatever. If you just kind of rewind and do a little self-reflection, it's normally about, and I'm not talking about everyday grievances or everyday disturbances, but I'm talking about over time. Okay, I'm a little more agitated. I'm a little more irritated than normal. You're probably dealing with some sort of change that you're unwilling to really acknowledge in the front temporal lobe. So you have to go a little bit deeper.
I do go through those cycles.
Mm,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
mm,
So now I know what to look for.
yes.
That's causing that,
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't realize, like, sometimes you get into a couple of days,
Yeah.
a week,
Yeah.
where you just a little more irritable than usual.
Yeah. And you're like, and if you have a partner will normally say, "Is everything okay? I know you're kind
Right.
of agitated. I know, you're just not yourself." And I'm going to tell you, kudos to you for being woke and saying, "I recognize that."
Yeah.
Everybody deals with it
Yeah.
because everybody's shifting through changes in life.
Yeah.
We are not alone. See, that's the thing. When we get out of, and particularly I think as a life coach with our culture, one of the things that I want to work to help people to understand is it's really okay. We're all along the same journey. We're all being confronted with various things. It's just a matter of us being honest enough to say that. And back to your point, do you recognize it? Absolutely you do. Because here's the deal. We're the very first call that I take with any clients. It is a 100% listening tour. I stand back and I listen. I'm not interjecting. I'm not adding. I'm letting you tell me your story. That's when you detect, are they ready to do the work or are they not ready? And we make choices as life coaches. Good life coaches will say, I'm not your person. Or even if you get into the sessions and you recognize they're not ready, what you say is, listen, this has been great, but I'm not your person. Okay, here's what I can do. I can recommend out, or you may want to pivot and take another turn. So we absolutely know when people are telling the truth or not.
Now I'm getting even more and more sold on life coaching. I'm serious, because knowing that there is an intersection of spirituality
Yes.
and divine higher being, that makes me even more so, because I mean, and I'm not trying to be insulting.
No,
I'm
don't take it that way.
actually trying to be like, I'm on this thing of Lawrence Broom was here the other day and we were talking about, it's time for some tough love. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean
Absolutely.
be cruel,
Absolutely.
but it means tough love. And sometimes we're so proud that we don't want to ask for help. We're so, oh, I got it. I know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you can be talking to a person and they almost finishing your sentences because they think they know. No, like, y'all get some coaching. If you don't come from a household that knows entrepreneurship, get some help. If you don't come from the finance background, you're going to lose your money if you don't get a pro.
Yeah.
And likewise, if you ain't doing life very well, you might need to get a coach.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Get you some help.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pride that destroys us. The only reason I'm qualified to be a coach is because I've been coached and because I have a coach.
Mm-hmm.
My gift has to submit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not out here willy-nilly.
Right.
The gift has to submit. And I wanted to touch on something that this thought came to me. You mentioned earlier, you said, well, I wasn't necessarily sold on it. I get it. Because you can have experiences and it comes across as wanting or needing money or whatever. And I get it as entrepreneurs to survive or whatever. Let me just say, and let me inject here, sometimes it is not necessarily that the person isn't called. Because, even the Bible says the gifts and the callings are without repentance. So when God gives us this gift and drops it on us, even we can't run away from the gift. The issue is how we choose to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So even when we see those bad examples, like you have seen, and I have seen amongst my peers in the business in which I've said, I'm doing this for visual. I want nothing to do with that life coaching deal.
Mm-hmm.
But it does not mean that the person isn't truly called.
Mm-hmm.
It's a matter in how that gift manifests through them that you see. They can use it for the good, or they can use it for something that makes people say, I want nothing to do with that. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. And, on the one hand, I have found the understanding and respect for the life coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know that I've found the respect for those that need life coaching. It's like I can look at people and see, like I can see who needs life coaching. I got the gift to see it, but not to help you through it.
Sure.
Like that is not my ministry.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I see.
Yeah.
At least now I get the life coaching.
Mm.
Don't know how, don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
But I get that. But I don't know that people know that maybe life coaching can get them over the hump or help them out.
It's gotten me over the hurdle.
Yeah.
And I look at some of the things that I've helped people through.
Yeah.
Those people have come to me and entrusted me with major life issues, whether it's the death of a loved one, and they just cannot move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's relationships, sacred relationships, mother, daughter, father, son. And on the outside, it all looks good. But behind closed doors, it's Hades.
Mm-hmm.
And that primary relationship affects everything. But to have someone that you can talk to and say, I'm dealing with this in a non-judgmental space, okay? I'm dealing with this. Have you ever dealt with it? Do you know? Or I'm feeling this or whatever. To see people walk through, that blesses me. And that's my motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will say this, at the end of the day, we all are experiencing a challenge. And I'm going to even nudge down on that a little bit and even say there's a pain point for all of us.
Yeah.
And the pain point is not always physical where we can see it. Emotional. There are a lot of people who deal in that emotional arena with emotional pain points.
Mm-hmm.
And I see it as a job for me to take that person, from the place of pain to being able to walk out and continue in their purpose, because there's some things that come to derail us in every way, shape, fashion, or form. I'm talking about professional, and more professional women are drawn to me because of I don't know, maybe it's the confidentiality, the manner in which I carry myself.
Well, I think that's kind of obvious. People would be drawn to you, or in my assumption, because of your work experience. Like,
Professionalism.
okay, yeah, it's like, all right, I'm into podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Eric.
Yes.
He's the pro in it. You know what I'm?
Yes.
Like people don't. Going back to something you just said,
mm-hmm.
Like there are people I submit to. There are people. I'm not the top of the food chain.
Seriously.
It's like,
seriously.
But like instead of life coaching, like I go to therapy. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like
I
I
love
needed
it.
that step up.
I love it.
And I have mentors who have worked on, taught, prayed over me for decades.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so I completely get it. But in this independent world, in this I got it, you can't tell me nothing world, I'm telling you, sometimes yeah, if you're in the corporate world, media world, PR world, business world, why are you talking to your friend that's the hairdresser that she's used to listening, but can she help?
Can she
You
move
know,
you?
think, and I would suggest that as people, if you consider getting a life coach, think of their background as you're considering doing that. Wouldn't you say?
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I don't have to, let's say in the arena of, I don't know that I always think you have to walk through something in order to be qualified to do so.
Okay.
But I sure believe it adds a degree of credibility when you do.
Yeah, yeah.
And you
Okay.
can show me, you can, as a divorcee, I can talk to someone and I can say, these are some of the things that you will deal with in divorce. I can
Right.
understand. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I'm okay in those areas in which I have not experienced. I'm okay understanding that there are other experts, there are other coaches who can coach you in that aspect. It's enough out here for all of us to eat. So I don't have to throw cast a wide net and say I want everybody who. No. I'm not called to everybody. Everybody's
Right.
not called to me. So yeah, I don't necessarily I don't necessarily have to have experienced infidelity in my marriage to understand that that's going to cause some emotional pain. That's going to cause some, maybe some financial pain, possibly, and other
Hmm.
things. But I can't tell you that's wrong. I have not experienced that per se. You understand?
Right.
But if I experienced that, or if I had, and I'm able to use my experience to help you walk through that, that is another degree of credibility, I believe.
I agree with that, especially, you still younger than me, but
Yeah,
oh yeah, remember I had come and gone from Bama when you came down there.
you wear it well,
Yeah,
sir.
I was just
You
coming to
wear it
hang out and
well.
check out y'all new cuties on the yard.
Is
I
that what
was
it
actually
was?
so so that being said, what would you suggest being a minimum age for a life coach? Cause I'm saying, like, you can't coach nobody in life. You 25. You ain't been through nothing. You ain't seen nothing. That's me talking. You tell me your thoughts on what a person should consider.
So here's what I would say. I know that there are some in the coaching space. I might be a little biased, and I might want
Hmm.
my coach to have kind of gone through some things and
You
have and be
know?
mature. I would be a little biased, but let me be careful. Let me be careful
Okay.
because I know that there are some counselors who are pretty young and who are bang up.
But they have the schooling. They
Mm.
all I'm saying here is
You
all I'm
want
saying
somebody who
here,
has experience. That's important to you.
yeah, but training, education, that, like me, I choose young doctors because I want to check out before they do. You know what I mean? I want to be, I don't, I've had grandparents who lost their physician
Mm.
and they were lost.
Wow.
So it made me say to
Wow.
myself, that's why all my doctors are
They're young.
15 years to 20 years younger than me.
Wow.
Yeah, that's on purpose.
Wow.
But they have the training,
Okay.
and they also have doctors they can go to.
Yes.
So I'm really being provocative. I'm not saying everybody got to be long in the tooth,
Yeah.
but I would dare to say, if you are here again considering life coaching, I'm just trying to throw all the things on the wall
Sure.
that people should
Sure.
possibly think about?
Let me give you a different vantage point on that, because as you were talking, something just kind of came up to me. If I'm going through a challenge, I think the biggest thing for me, this is just a different vantage point, because in coaching, you need tools. You don't necessarily need that person's experience.
True. I get it. Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
So I don't have to. Okay, so if I'm going through, teaching purposes only, I'm going through a divorce, I don't necessarily need you to have gone through a divorce, but I do need you to coach me on dealing with major life changes
Mhm.
or moving forward from a devastating event. What sort of tools can I
Mhm.
utilize? Or I may need you to just be an accountability coach. Okay, what do you want to do? Well, I want to get out and start dating again. Okay, I can be your accountability coach. See, it all depends on that clarity session. So for
Mhm.
you, but what I hear is for Iva, it's important. I don't need you being 25 and still a little wet behind the ear and trying to tell me about how to get over a divorce or how to move on
No.
after whatever.
Iva
See, that's
is not
important for
listening.
Iva.
Yeah.
But for some people, they're going to say, I just need a fresh perspective. I
Mm.
need someone to give me some tools, or I may just need you to be. So you have those coaches who are just very strong in that listening arena, in that empathy arena. Because I'm gonna say this again to you. I believe God created people so smart, his humans so smart. Every challenge we face, we already have the answer. You just need someone to help you bring it to the surface.
Hey, this is Dr. Cree. I am a board certified family medicine physician, and I'm the owner of Brownstone Healthcare, where our mission is to take care of the everyday person who's overwhelmed and overworked and looking to live a healthy, happy, and whole life. We have a direct primary care service where you can pay $70 a month to have all access to meet your physician, have discounted labs, and imaging if needed. So you'd pay the $70 a month no matter if you're insured, underinsured, or have no insurance at all. Call us at 205-202-5650 or go ahead and enroll today at www.brownstonehealthcare.com.
Gonna let you down. We played this or that right off the bat. I'm trying to get in my bag, as they say. You know what I'm saying? Put this at the beginning, that at the top, and this at the bottom. But y'all know I'm not gonna let you get away from here without a joke. Keisa Sharpe, tell me a joke.
Okay, so I went to the aquarium last weekend, but I had to leave. You want to know why?
Why?
There was something fishy about that place. I thought that was cute.
I love when people love their joke.
It doesn't take much to make me laugh.
What did the yoga instructor say when her landlord tried to evict her?
Namaste.
You guessed my earlier one too.
Did I guess that right?
Remember? Yes.
Oh, wow.
You got that right. She got the one earlier and okay. You the joke queen thus far. What is your zodiac sign?
That is so funny you asked me that. I am a straight Gemini. I actually have a birthday 1 week from today.
Show over.
Man.
Get out of here. I don't fool with no Geminis.
Gemini. Straight Gemini.
Okay.
May 30th.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And you have to say a couple of traits of a Gemini.
What would I say? So I would say some of the I would definitely say being the communicator.
Mm-hmm.
Always seeing both sides of a story. I can see that. You know, both sides. You know, they say Gemini is the twin. They say that we are twins, and there is the nice twin. There's that mischievous twin. I would say that could be true, but let me also add some context to that. In the words of a famous pastor, he said, "I believe we all have about 5 people living up in us."
True story.
So we get the bad rap for having multiple personalities. I believe most people have
So
multiple
you
personalities.
got the bad rap because you only have two
I only have
instead
two
of okay.
instead of 4 or 5 like everybody else. But yeah, being nimble, able to communicate. I connect with people easily. I love to connect. That's not a job for me. It's not a chore to sit in here and talk. This is not a chore for me. I'm not out of my comfort zone. So being that communicator. Some of the negative traits of Gemini, I would believe and would say would be like attention span. Get bored easily, would have it strong capabilities toward ADHD, just kind of being all over the place, and you can sometimes tell us, because we're nimble. It's a great aspect, great for the news business, which I was where I lived in that space for a while. But in other areas, it's the focus, it's the slowing down and everything that I really even have to learn and implement today, Iva. That is straight 100%. Like I have to learn how to slow down, and not be all over the place with that high energy.
What's your favorite color?
That's a great question. One of my favorite color would have to be blue.
Okay. What's your favorite artist or genre of music?
Contemporary gospel. And specifically, I'm a worshiper. I love worship music. I really do.
What's your favorite local restaurant?
Siren West.
Okay. Your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Your favorite NBA team?
I'm a Lakers fan. Boom, boom.
Your favorite NFL team?
Back in the day, this is crazy, but back in the day, I used to love Marcus Allen, so I followed the Los Angeles Raiders. Right now, I would just throw a team out there. I would say Denver Broncos, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Your favorite, hold on, wait, before I go there. Pick an age, a younger age. I don't live in regret, but if you could go back to an age, tell me what age you would go to and what advice would you give your younger self?
Ooh, that's good. Age would be 28.
Okay.
I would give I was working at ABC 3340. The advice I would give myself would be to slow down and enjoy life. I worked so hard and was trying so hard to do career, and was also in leadership classes here at a local ministry. And I don't know that I enjoyed life. I just raced through life trying to accomplish so many things. So I would say slow down and enjoy your life. You have a platform, think through it, and measure out how you want your life to look, because life comes fast. You think, I'm like, heck, was I not just 30?
Right.
And I turn 52 next week. It moves fast. 20 years, 10 years. And you think, because we think we have all this time.
I was telling somebody the other day, 30 is the new 20.
Yeah.
40 is the new 30.
Yeah.
But 50 is 50.
50 is 50. And 60 has to be 60.
50, baby.
50,
I'm telling you that. 50
yes.
is 50.
Yes.
What is your favorite scripture, Bible figure, or Bible story?
My favorite scripture, the funniest Bible character to me is Peter, because Peter is like straight, no chasers. Peter was real. And Peter would get after your tail. He sliced off one of the guys who came up and sliced off his ear. So Peter is funny to me because that's me. I'm a fighter. I'm oldest child.
Okay.
So I'm a protector.
Okay.
And mother hen. And favorite scripture, Proverbs 3, 5-6. Acknowledge the Lord in all of your ways.
Amen. Now,
and he will direct your path.
We've gotten all of that out of the way.
The pleasantries.
We've gotten all of that out of the way. Now, the real reason, The real reason she is here
Yeah.
is so she can learn from me
Learn from you.
relationship advice. Because whereas you may be, and others,
And others.
I respect, I led with my respect for life coaching.
I'm listening.
I have absolutely no respect for relationship coaches.
You
None.
don't. Well, I'm
None.
a
So you
relationship
are
coach.
here. You are here. On the one hand, I was agreeing with you. On the other hand, I don't know about the relationship stuff now.
Okay.
So tell me, what is the goal with relationship coaching?
That's a great question. That's a great question. So I am not the relationship. You're probably gonna say this woman is not typical in anything. I'm not trying to hook anybody up, Iva.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to tell you 10 steps to get your man.
Mm-hmm.
No. I will be 52 next week. One of the gifts I have is that I'm a conversation starter.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a moderator. So I am going to help. I'm real concerned about seeing people, no, let's just go straight, women, 25, 55, who say, I don't know how to connect with men anymore. Something's wrong. What's going on? I'm not being asked out on dates. 25, 55, does not matter. I entered into the space because I've seen all this crazy stuff. You have too. Oh, don't take me on a first date to these 10 places. Don't take me to Red Lobster. Don't take me to what was it? Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory. That's
Don't
what
take
it was.
me to these list of places. Trash out there. And people are sharing. They get, the million likes and the million clicks, and they're making money off trash. But the problem is, there's a group of people who are out there believing that and believing, oh, that's right. I don't want to go there. No, you need to take me. You need to spend $200 on me. That is trash. That's out there. That is trash.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to.
But I think most reasonable people, I'm trying to be specific. No, I'm just trying to be specific.
Okay.
Reasonable people, in my opinion,
I'm listening,
should understand that there is no such thing as blanket relationship advice. Meaning the advice that I give a 50-year-old man does not apply to the advice I give a 20-year-old man. They're two different people. You can't make blanket statements. You can't. And so no matter what I say as it relates to relationships, right? The receiver of that information is receiving it from their perspective. Not only am I providing it from my own, but you're receiving it from your own. Let me give you an example. When females say all men are dogs, or when men say, all women are gold diggers, right? Is it maybe you that chooses dogs? Is it maybe you that chooses gold diggers?
Following you there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's like,
yep.
So if I were to here's another, that's in and of itself. Here's another one that I like to use. A person who hasn't been married at 25 is very different from the person that hasn't been married at 35, if only because of your frontal lobe.
Mm-hmm.
At a younger age, you are more physiologically able to mold with another person.
Yeah.
The older you get, the more static you are.
Yeah.
And so it's like for you to sit here and fantasize that you're gonna do something that your frontal lobe ain't gonna allow you to is foolish to me.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying there are certain holes in relationship advice for me that whenever somebody says they're a relationship coach, I'm like, all right, I got questions. So please, help me to understand what relationship coaching really is. Because like, I feel like if you ain't told somebody to lose some weight, you ain't told them the truth.
Oh, agree.
If you haven't told somebody that at 50 you shouldn't be wearing what these kids wearing at 30, you ain't told them the truth. And it's like, I think a lot of, here again, tough love.
Sure.
We gotta start being honest with each other and be like, girl, you're beautiful, but you need to dress a little better.
Totally agree. You sound like so am I able to say what I do with the podcast, or should I?
Please put it. That's what I'm doing it for. I'm setting it up.
So I host a podcast with Joe Lockett. It's Keisa and Joe. We come on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. On our social media channels, and which are Keisa Sharpe. Thank you. And you can follow on Joe Lockett. I mean, we're live on Facebook, okay? Live on
Instagram. That's where I check y'all out.
As well. And thank you for the plug. So Joe would not as much say that he's a relationship coach. I think he's the type who's kind of like, and that's just being honest. He's like, I don't want to say that I'm a coach or whatever. I'm the person who says, yeah, I'm a relationship coach.
Mm-hmm.
I would push back, and I would present you a different vantage point and say, when you're coaching, period, whether in relational space, whether you're divorce coaching, whether you are a change coach like I am, whatever, anytime you enter into that space, every situation is going to be different. I don't what do you call it? I don't pocket coach. I don't pull out, my pocket, or out of my pocket, my notebook, and say, hey, you just do this and you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
No, I listen to you, and I custom my tools, I custom my advice to that situation. Same thing goes with coaching. But let me be clear. I'm not saying I'm a relationship coach because I'm going to help you get your man.
Gotcha.
I'm going to help you get your woman. That's not why I'm calling myself a relationship coach. I'm calling myself a relationship coach because I'm a person who is gifted to facilitate conversation. Remember, I am that person who says all the answers that we need, we already have those answers. Sometimes we just need a safe space to talk. We need somebody to tell us the truth. Girlfriend, you need to stop dressing like that. The reason that he doesn't like you could be because of your attitude. See, that's the person that I am.
Mm-hmm.
And as a relationship coach, I'm much more interested, hear me on this, Ivo, you'll respect this. I'm much more interested in the person and helping you live your best life. Because when you live your best life, when you become the best person, man or woman, normally it's going to be women for me. I understand I'm called to coach women. When you get yourself up to the level of being that person, okay, who's mature, who understands what a relationship takes, who understands your role and your failures, then you can be qualified. I can't make you any promises on that end. Oh, you're going to get this. No. My job is to help you deal with, because so many people are in trauma.
Mm-hmm.
They're traumatized from 5 years old. Men, you want to talk now? You want to get the gloves out? Look,
please.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Why do men? I could stand up and just high five you to say that you said I've done therapy. Why don't men address their trauma? Why do men struggle? I'm more called to women, okay? But
I keep your thought.
Yes.
The first step to recovery is admitting you have a problem.
Yes.
And to answer your question, men don't address their trauma because they don't know they have it. We don't traditionally operate in that mind space. It's not macho. you can't find your words. I think Eric and I are a very good example of two men who use our words and talk about emotions, and because my mama taught me how to do that. My
Nice.
mama taught me how to interact. That's why I like women, not just because y'all pretty, but you remind me of my mama in that interaction. And so that's why I don't like men. I don't fool with men. Like, I have a very, very few male friends, and I love the death out of them, and they love me to death because, they allow me to be sensitive or, emotional or whatever the thing may be. I can't stand, excuse my language, a nigga that won't smile in a picture.
Yeah.
That, I don't want to fool with you. If you have no joy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so just to answer your question, a lot of men don't know how to go about those thoughts, because that's just not something that men do traditionally.
And you haven't been taught
Right.
to be. I think traditionally when we think about our fathers, I thank you for
Don't cry. Suck it up.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
When we think about our fathers, we get that advice, which is absolutely erroneous.
Yeah.
They meant well.
Yeah.
But they're leading us and have led us down a path that has caused trauma. And
I'll go even farther.
Yes.
At that time, when they were our age, they're looking back at, what did I need told to me at 20 years old? Well, there was slavery when you were my age. Like, I'm just saying, the times have changed. So men have to give different advice based off the times that we got from our father, because we're seeing different stuff and our kids are seeing different stuff.
Institutionally, there's a lot of trauma. There's the trauma that we have to think about historically. Okay. Yeah. And then once we came out of that arena, it's just the living and trying to survive. That's a whole other trauma, from an economic standpoint, trying to live, trying to make it, and just going to work and having enough. And now we have to deal with, think about those three dispensations: historical trauma, the financial trauma of trying to establish yourself and your family. And then now we have trauma on a whole new level, worldwide trauma, national trauma, and all the issues that we have to deal with, and societal trauma, identity trauma. So, so if we're not smart, and that's one of the things that if I had a message to preach to my culture, I would say my prayer and my heart is that we would get the help that we need so we can stop bleeding from generation to generation, because we're bleeding.
And here again, I want to say part of that is being honest.
Yes, it is.
To oneself.
Yes.
That in all probability, you need some help in some aspect of your life. To come from a divorced mother and father at a very integral part, at a very critical part in your life. You're going through whatever development. You're not grown yet.
Absolutely.
To assume that you have no trauma from that, you're in denial.
You're in denial.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
So there are certain, if you come from a single parent household and you've never known you or don't have a good relationship with the other parent.
Yes.
You got trauma.
That's it.
Period.
That's it.
It, like, to think you don't is foolish.
Yes.
And so that's why I'm saying, first of all, get out of our heads and try to be objective. Look at ourselves and say, well, I just graduated college. Nobody in my family has. Let me at least find somebody to give me advice that's in my career field. Like, let's start being honest that we need help.
That's so good. That's so good. That just that part right there. And you know what that means then? That means that most folk.
Yeah.
Most folk.
Yeah. Would
need some help.
Most.
And really, if you are wise, you'll want that anyway.
You want it anyway.
Don't you think?
Absolutely. I say this all the time. If you don't educate yourself, you have reduced your decisions to what you feel.
Oh. That's good. That's good.
If you don't, I've gotten to the point where I want to kind of know your level of education before I go down the road of a conversation with you, because you may not have the knowledge of world history.
Yes.
You may not have the knowledge of psychology.
Yes.
There's a whole bunch of stuff you're not able to talk about.
Yes.
You're just talking about what you feel.
You're talking about what
I
you
feel this should be.
Yes.
The best example I can give is the law, justice. People feel a certain way all the time, but what does the text say?
What does it say?
So,
what does it say? I love that. And we have to fight against that, being such an emotional people.
Yeah.
Getting the facts and educating yourself on anything.
On anything.
And Lord, please don't let me start. Speaking of that relationship coaching part, please don't let me go down that path. Ivor, catch me, because
I'm gonna let you cook.
Woo! Because we marry folks based on how we feel. And if we're not careful, we'll be listening to them, and what they say makes us feel so good. I'm not talking about sweet nothings and, oh, baby, you're pretty and you're this and that. I'm not talking about that.
Talking about.
I'm talking about saying things and hitting the markers on what they think we're supposed to, or what they think we want to hear. I'm intelligent. Oh, yeah, I want this, and I can do this, or whatever. You better step back and you better get you some information in the way of how that person deals in everyday life. They can quote all this information. They can tell you, but here's the deal. Can they experientially live out the information that they know up here? That's a whole nother skill set, Ivor. That's a whole nother skill set.
Now, I'm going to tell you, I came in convinced about life coaching. You've convinced me about your style of relationship coaching, but I can't wait to get Joe here. Because I got some work. Yeah, Joe will be here. I literally, and now he will understand why. I was very dogmatic in locking down him a date to come on.
Yes.
So that I could say here today that Joe Lockett will be on the show in about 2 weeks. So be
You'll
listening.
Be surprised at how the line of thinking that you all think, because again,
no, we're too different.
You're different. That's interesting.
And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because I'm being provocative right now. I want him to come on here and defend himself. He's gonna swear I'm lying. But I see Joe kind of hollering at women through the show. Joe be saying that stuff to cater to the women. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I think Joe should be more honest. I think Joe should be more.
Yeah.
If you gonna represent the fellas, represent the fellas.
Wow.
Say what we want you to say, not what they want to hear.
Oh, in other words, don't pander to the women.
Pander to us.
Pander to the men.
That's right.
But okay, so let me ask you this. But what if you guys aren't tuning in and talking? The women are the ones talking. So is he saying, hey, this is my audience and this is who I'm going to talk to?
Right.
Because y'all aren't talking.
That is an excellent point. And I literally was thinking about that.
Y'all need to tune in.
And I hadn't said anything, but you brought it back up, which means God wants it to be said. And that is, when it comes to other relationship advice shows, I think that the watcher, the listener, should identify, is this show for my entertainment? Agreed. Is this show for my uplift? Is this show my echo chamber, my sinful fun?
Yeah.
Because if you are serious about relationships and a relationship, I think that there's no such thing as a meme. There's no such thing as blanket coverage.
It's not.
It is individual each and every single time, full stop.
I love that. I love that. And I 100% concur. And actually, you're actually helping me create a tagline and say something within the podcast. So thank you for that, Iva.
I want you to take this last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Shout outs, and most importantly, how can people find I won't go take your time and go down the list of where people can see, hear, interact with you, social media, in person, the whole 9 yards.
Mainly it's going to be that social media space.
Yeah.
You know, we have just moved and evolved from being out and about. Now I am the master networker. I love being out at events. I love meeting new people, forming new relationships, but it's social media. You can just follow me on my platforms, Keisa Sharpe or Keisa Sharpe. I actually have a website. And remember, I'm not just in this space, Iva. There are other things that I do.
Yeah,
so
PR, real estate
and everything. You can find all the details. People can find all the details by going to my website, and that's keisasharpe.com. We're going to talk about the life coaching. So when you do keisasharpe.com, yes, that's right. That sounded awkward. /life-coaching. And under there, you're going to find the life coaching part, but also you're going to find the a la carte services for me to do voiceover, for me to do other media training. So different things that come under there. A podcast airs, and it's on my social media channel, which is Keisa Sharpe, Keisa and Joe, Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, which we talk about relationships and also feature great local talent. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We've, and every person who comes there sits on the hot seat, and we've got to talk about relationships, whether they are we had Trent Richardson on talking about being single. And, we find out Trent is a wonderful parent and loves his children. Mm-hmm. His children are his priority. The woman in Trent's life will have to understand that. Okay?
Yeah.
Clarissa Kenty and Ernest Kenty came on yesterday. I'm sorry.
Yesterday.
Talking about their long-standing relationship, how they met, back in the day. I mean, what an example,
right?
For people to see. So I do what I
know.
do.
Dino Posey was on. That was funny.
Dino Posey was on. Dino gave Joe a hard time because Joe talked about wanting to meet Whoopi Goldberg, and I think all of us were like,
right.
Like, what? You need to give him a hard time.
That's what I would do. That's what I would do.
Dino went in on that part, and I actually lost it on that show. So I'm just giving people, but that's part of what we're going to do. Everything is going to be, and everything is about giving people a little something positive in that relationship space. I had to enter into the space. Yeah. I had to. God didn't put me on this earth for 50 plus years to not enter in that space and not be able to tell someone. I can't tell you specifically to your point, but I can say, look, don't give up hope. Here's how you can connect. Here's what you need to do in the meantime. Work on yourself, continue to be the best version of you, blah, blah, blah. And then you may have to change some things, sister. So anyway, he just didn't put me on this earth to not enter into that space and all the foolery that's out there right now. So we have social media as a tool. I plan to use it. I plan to use my voice. At the end of the day, it's about inspiring, saying something, doing something that leaves someone in a better state of mind, able to move on and take one step at a time. We're all going to face challenges. I don't care how prosperous they look. I don't care how much money they seem to make, what positions they have. Every person faces a battle. Every person faces a serious battle. It's just my job, I believe, is how to equip people on how to go through and come out on the other side. That's my assignment.
And my assignment is to get you married. I can literally give you that kind of relationship advice. I am the relationship king. I have gotten people together, married. What? I got a record.
What?
We ain't gonna say how many stayed together.
That
ain't important.
You did your role.
I did my part.
You did your part.
Thank you.
Wow, you being serious about that?
Oh yeah, I'm being that serious.
That is
not
so
that
cool.
I've really
even tried
no. I'm saying like I've never done it
professionally.
like professionally,
But
right?
like behind the scenes, you be working.
Yeah,
Seriously.
No, seriously.
How do you know? You just know people, and you just kind of know they kind of mesh and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I cannot at all say that I can meet someone cold and be able to. Oh, nah. These are people I've known for years. Yeah, and you kind of know, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I love it.
Talking about.
I've known you for years, and I didn't know that you had that gift, but I love that. I saw an episode of it. Was it the Tamron Hall show of this guy who just kind of he's actually he was a church musician, but he just has the gift of hooking up people. Like the number of couples. I don't remember the specific numbers, but it was like that was just his gift. Some people are like that. They can do that.
The problem is I've run out of men.
Whew, well, that's everybody has that problem.
Like, and this is just honest. You know, I like to do my 5 guys thing, right? 5 guys, one of them gay, one of them in jail, sorry, you know, whatever the case may be. And one of them is married. So that leaves 2 potential men out of every 5. One of those guys knows the odds are in his favor. So he's a dog. He's not in the running for real. He looks good. But there's a reason someone is 40 something and never married.
Absolutely.
No, you know.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so that leaves 1 man out of 5, the real good guy. All right. Now, that's, let's say, 2 out of 10. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, if we make that 2 out of 10, one of those guys is not what you want to your eyes, but he the provider. He's, you know what I'm saying?
He's checking off all the other
boxes. Yeah. So you're looking for one needle in a haystack that's out there potential. Now, with that being established, you got, 1 out of 10 guys. Look at yourself, sister, at that point. At that point, are you what 1 out of 10 guys want?
And be honest.
And let's keep it real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got kids, or you're a little older. Yeah. Little weight, whatever the case may be. Yeah. And let's keep it real. There are women who make more than men every single day. Yes. And they are the provider of the house. Yes. But the man is, in that other role, he's taking care of the house. He's supporting her and whatnot. Women talking about that being a deal breaker. Yeah. Is foolish to me.
Right. I agree.
Now, I do think the man should pay the bills. Now, don't get me wrong.
I'm with you on that, Iva.
And so, the more you ain't paying the bills, the more you better be the woman. You know what I'm saying?
Switch up that role.
Better switch up that role. You better have dinner ready when she get there. You better go pick up the kids.
But why don't men see that though? That's common sense.
Because y'all don't make us have to see it.
Oh boy, we need to listen. We need to do another show. You're getting into the show. Now you're getting into my space right there. Come on, Iva.
I want to thank Keisa for joining us. I want to thank you all for watching and listening. And as always, a huge shout out to Creed 63 and urbanham.com. God bless.
Miles College, this is James Aaron Pierre, your Director of Alumni Affairs. We are thrilled to announce that nominations for the 3rd annual 50 Under 50 Alumni Gala are officially open. This is your chance to nominate fellow alumni who are excelling in their careers, making a positive impact on their communities, and embodying the spirit of our alma mater. Do you know an alum who is achieving remarkable success and leaving a lasting legacy? We want to hear about them. Nominate them for the prestigious 50 Under 50 Alumni Awards and help us recognize their outstanding achievements. Nominations will remain open until June the 21st. In order to submit your nominations, simply visit our website and look for the nomination form under this tab Alumni Affairs. Additionally, nomination links will be sent out via email for your convenience. If you have any questions or need assistance with the nomination process, please do not hesitate to reach out to the Office of Alumni Affairs. We are here to help you every step of the way. Let's come together to celebrate the incredible accomplishments of our alumni community. Thank you for your participation, and we look forward to seeing you during homecoming this year. Go Bears.